The sun beat down on the vibrant fields of Murehwa, Zimbabwe, casting long shadows as children played in the dusty streets. Life moved at a slower pace here, a world away from the bustling cities, where neighbors knew each other's names, shared stories on front porches, and watched over each other's children. It was a place where the rhythms of life seemed eternal, unchanging, and safe. But on a day that began like any other, a darkness descended upon this peaceful community, a chilling crime that shattered the tranquility and exposed a terrifying undercurrent of fear and superstition. The murder of Tapiwa Makore sent shockwaves through Zimbabwe, ripping away the veil of denial and exposing a horrifying practice that had long plagued the nation: ritual killings. These were not mere acts of violence but deeply disturbing crimes driven by superstition and a belief in the power of muti, traditional medicine that, in its darkest form, called for human body parts to enhance its potency. The belief, whispered in hushed tones and shrouded in secrecy, was that these gruesome acts could bring wealth, power, and good fortune. For years these stories had circulated, often dismissed as folklore or exaggerated tales. But the reality was far more sinister. Official reports from the Zimbabwe Republic Police painted a grim picture, revealing a pattern of ritual killings across the country. Over 100 cases were documented between 2012 and 2022, each one a chilling testament to the grip that superstition held on some segments of society. Yet many believed that these figures represented only the tip of the iceberg, that countless other cases went unreported, silenced by fear, complicity, or the desperate hope that ignoring the darkness would make it disappear. Murehwa, a rural community nestled in the heart of Zimbabwe, had always prided itself on its strong sense of community and tradition. Life here was simple, the people bound together by the land, their shared history, and the belief that they were safe, protected by the very fabric of their close-knit society. But the murder of Tapiwa Makore ripped away this illusion of security, exposing a darker side to Murehwa, one that had long been hidden beneath the surface of their peaceful existence. The whispers began, spreading like wildfire through the fields and homes of Murehwa. Rumors of dark rituals, of traditional healers wielding unholy power, and of a belief system that justified the unthinkable. The community, once a source of strength and comfort, now felt fractured, suspicion and fear casting long shadows over their once familiar streets. The laughter of children playing in the fields was replaced by an unsettling silence, a tangible fear that lingered in the air. Murehwa, a seemingly tranquil district nestled in the Mashonaland East Province of Zimbabwe, embodies the essence of rural life. Generations have lived off the land here, their lives intricately woven into the cycles of planting and harvesting. The community, largely comprised of subsistence farmers, shares a deep connection to the soil, their traditions, and their ancestors. Life in Murehwa revolves around the rhythm of the seasons, a timeless cadence that has shaped their beliefs and customs. The dark allure of muti, a history steeped in superstition. Muti, a term derived from the Zulu word for tree, refers to traditional African medicine practiced throughout southern Africa, including Zimbabwe. At its core, muti encompasses a holistic approach to healing, utilizing natural remedies such as herbs, roots, and animal parts to treat various ailments. For centuries, traditional healers, known as nangas, have played a vital role in their communities, providing both physical and spiritual healing. Their knowledge, often passed down through lineages or apprenticeships, is deeply respected, offering solace and remedies in a world where access to modern healthcare is often limited. However, like many ancient practices, muti has a darker side, often exploited by those seeking to exploit the power it represents. This darker form of muti, often shrouded in secrecy and driven by greed or desperation, is where the belief in ritual killings takes hold. When belief turns deadly ritual killings in Zimbabwe. The belief in muti-related killings is not unique to Zimbabwe but is a phenomenon that has plagued several African countries. In Zimbabwe, the issue gained significant attention in recent decades due to a series of high-profile cases that shocked the nation. While official statistics are difficult to come by due to the secretive nature of these crimes and the reluctance of witnesses to come forward, human rights organizations and law enforcement agencies acknowledge that ritual killings remain a disturbing reality. These killings often target vulnerable individuals such as children, people with albinism, or those perceived as having low social status. The methods used are often brutal, involving mutilation and the removal of specific body parts believed to hold the most potent power. The perpetrators, often acting at the behest of a traditional healer or someone seeking to benefit from the muti, operate in secrecy, relying on fear and intimidation to silence potential witnesses. The vanishing, a community in fear. The sun was beginning its descent, casting long shadows across the fields of Murehwa, as 7-year-old Tapiwa Makore skipped along the dusty path towards his uncle's house. He was a cheerful, trusting boy, his laughter a familiar sound in the village. His parents, occupied with the day's chores, had sent him on a simple errand to deliver a basket of freshly harvested maize to his uncle, Tapiwa Makore Sr., a man they knew and trusted, a member of their own family. It was a task Tapiwa had performed countless times before, a testament to the close-knit nature of their community, where children moved freely, their safety seemingly assured by the watchful eyes of neighbors and the bonds of kinship. As the light began to fade and Tapiwa failed to return home, a sense of unease settled over the village. His parents, their initial concern escalating into panic, began to search frantically for their son, their calls for his return echoing through the gathering darkness. Section 2. Whispers of Dark Magic, the confession that shocked a nation. As days turned into sleepless nights and the search for Tapiwa yielded no answers, the community's worst fears began to solidify. The whispers that had initially circulated in hushed tones grew louder, fueled by rumor and speculation. The belief in muti, the dark magic that some believed could bring wealth and power through the use of human body parts, cast a long shadow over the investigation. Could this be the reason for Tapiwa's disappearance? Section 3. The gruesome discovery, piecing together the evidence. The confession of Tapiwa Makore sent shockwaves through the community and beyond, shattering any lingering hope that Tapiwa might still be found alive. The focus now shifted from a search and rescue mission to a grim recovery effort and the pursuit of justice. Forensic investigators descended upon Tapiwa Makore Sr.'s homestead, their meticulous work unveiling a horrifying tableau that confirmed the details of Shamba's confession. The once ordinary home had become a scene of unimaginable cruelty, the evidence painting a grim picture of Tapiwa's final moments. Section 4. Unanswered Questions. The Missing Head and the Elusive Nanga. Despite the overwhelming evidence and the guilty pleas of Tapiwa Makore Sr. and Tapiwa Makore, a sense of unease lingered, a disquieting feeling that some pieces of the puzzle were still missing. The most glaring omission, one that haunted both the investigators and the grieving family, was the whereabouts of Tapiwa's head. Shamba, in his confession, claimed that it had been removed and was intended for use in a powerful muti ritual. However, despite extensive searches of the surrounding area and promises of leniency in exchange for information, the head was never recovered. In the shadow of the courthouse, justice delayed, justice denied. As the wheels of justice slowly began to turn, the nation watched and waited, their collective gaze fixed on the High Court of Zimbabwe in Harare. The trial of Tapiwa Makore Sr. and Tapiwa Makore, charged with the murder of 7-year-old Tapiwa Makore, became a lightning rod for the nation's grief, anger, and frustration over the scourge of ritual killings. The courtroom, a stage for the adversarial legal process, became a crucible where the complexities of tradition, belief, and the pursuit of justice were laid bare. A nation holds its breath, the weight of expectation and the verdict. As the trial drew to a close, the nation held its breath, the weight of expectation pressing down on the courtroom. The case of Tapiwa Makore had become a watershed moment, a test of Zimbabwe's justice system, and its ability to address the scourge of ritual killings that had plagued the country for far too long. The ripple effect, fear, and mistrust in the heart of Murehwa. While the trial and subsequent convictions of Tapiwa Makore Sr. and Tapiwa Makore brought a sense of closure to the legal proceedings, the ripple effects of the crime continued to reverberate through the heart of Murehwa. The idyllic image of a peaceful rural community, shattered by the horrific act, proved difficult to restore. Fear, once a whisper in the wind, now stalked the streets, casting long shadows over their once familiar lives. Section 4. Seeds of Change. Demanding justice, seeking healing. The murder of Tapiwa Makore, though a tragedy of unimaginable proportions, also sowed the seeds of change in Murehwa and beyond. The community, forced to confront the darkness that lurked beneath the surface, responded with a mix of grief, anger, and a profound determination to ensure that such an atrocity would never happen again. The case, thrust into the national spotlight, sparked a long overdue conversation about the persistence of ritual killings and the need to address the underlying beliefs and societal ills that allowed such crimes to flourish. Section 1. A community scarred, a nation awakened. The sun sets on Murehwa, casting long shadows over the fields and homesteads, a poignant reminder of the passage of time and the enduring resilience of the human spirit. The murder of Tapiwa Makore left an indelible mark on this once peaceful community, a scar that will forever be etched into their collective memory. Section 2. The Unanswered Questions, a Long Road to Healing. While the trial of Tapiwa Makore Sr. and Tapiwa Makore brought a sense of legal closure, many questions remain unanswered, their persistence a constant reminder of the complexities of the case and the long road to healing that lies ahead. The whereabouts of Tapiwa's head, a haunting mystery that continues to fuel speculation and anguish, serves as a painful reminder of the brutality of the crime and the enduring power of superstition. Section 3. Breaking the Silence, a Call to Action. The tragedy of Tapiwa Makore stands as a stark reminder that ritual killings, fueled by superstition and greed, continue to plague communities across Zimbabwe and beyond. The fight to eradicate these horrific acts demands a multi-pronged approach, one that addresses not only the criminal justice aspect but also the underlying social, economic, and cultural factors that perpetuate these harmful beliefs.